Hey everybody, happy Mask Monday friends and ladies collaboration day. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Stephanie and again, happy Mask Monday. Let's just get right into it, you guys. You're all very familiar if you've been watching the last several months. These are the under eye masks I am going to use. And then I pulled another Cala mask out. We have used this before. I do like this one a lot. It's the vitamin C essence mask from Cala. So let's go ahead and get into this and we'll just have a quick chat and this should be a quick video. Y'all know last week I had my first eye surgery and that went really well. Let me get these under eye masks and the sheet mask on and we'll quick go through it. These are right out of the refrigerator and really cold. And super gooey. It's stuck together. Gooey, 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 slippery. Really cold. I do tend to get really puffy under my eyes. Especially now. So I do like wearing, keeping these in the, that's cold, in the refrigerator, and then putting both masks on out of the refrigerator so they're kind of cold, kind of reduce that puffiness. Not everybody likes that, and I get it. It's quite cold. I got extra serum, so I'm going to kind of, might as well use it, put it on the neck. Okay, so let's get into the quick, the Cala mask. I'm hoping I can get 2 uses out of this, as I have. For most Cala masks, I think I've been able to get away with using it twice. So let's see what we got here. Nope. Yep, lots of serum. I do appreciate how well this brand takes, things seriously and giving you at least plenty of serum to go ahead and use. Wow, okay, she's super drippy. I hope that doesn't mean I can't use it twice if there's so much serum on this. Oh gosh. I have to be really, really careful around my eyes, especially the one they worked on last week, which is this one here. So there we go. Ooh, look at all the serum on my hands. I'm just gonna drag that down my neck, rub it in. Hands, it's dripping and flying everywhere. Oh, there is a ton of serum in this, you guys. I'm sure you can't really tell, but the whole bottom packet of this mask is full of serum, so I love that. Just going to rub it into my hands. It does have like a little bit of a citrus scent to it. There we go. So, has that hint towards vitamin C of the citrus smell. I don't know if that's just planned or if it just happens. But I'm not a fan of fragrance in skincare for your face. I think fragrance should be something you choose to buy, but you can cause allergies on people, so I understand that. There we go. Okay, so last Tuesday, they did this eye. Everything went really well. If you've never gone through that, they replaced the lens in my eye. I had an aggressive growing cataract, and let's see here. My friend drove me. We went in, got me checked in. I got my medication that I needed to take home that day. Sliding around. They told her when she needed to be back to pick me up because they give the person the opportunity. They can leave if they want because, it's going to be like an hour and a half to 2 hours while you're back there behind the door, so to speak. So anyway, kind of went through all that, and then she waited for them to call me back, and then she took off. She's a friend of mine who's a runner, and she just went for a run, like an hour's run. So they called me back, and you go in back to like a check-in area with the nurse. You're kind of in this little room that's got a curtain for your privacy. I didn't have to change clothes or anything. I had the option if I wanted to take my shirt off. She said that there were chances my shirt could get wet from them kind of, they're washing your face. And I was like, I'm not worried about that. It just sounds like more of a headache. They do give you a gown that you put on. It just covers the front of you in case they splash a little. You get a blood pressure cuff on one arm, and then you get your IV put in the other arm. And then you're given I didn't time it. I'm going to guess a half an hour to 45 minutes. You are given lots and lots and lots of eye drops. They are numbing your eye and they are dilating you. And there's probably some other medication they're putting in there too. But I mean, every time she was coming, she was like, more drops. This is numbing. This is numbing. This is numbing. And then one was for, or dilation. I'm sorry. Lots of dilation. She'd come in, she'd be like, this one is for dilation. This one is for dilation. This one is for dilation. This one's for numbing. And I felt like it was every 10 minutes. And I told them I was really sensitive to the sunlight. So they gave me my super awesome sunglasses that you get when you have eye surgery. They gave me those right away because as they're dilating you, things are getting brighter and brighter. So I saw my nurse a lot, obviously, because she was checking my vitals and doing the IV and numbing and dilating me and all that stuff. You even keep your shoes on. They put those little surgical booties over them. So it's very relaxed. I went in sweatpants and a loose fitting shirt. Wow. I can't talk. So, because I was like, I know I can just be super comfortable. It's easy to change in and out of them if they really wanted that. I would be comfortable for the rest of the day. Super comfort clothes, right? So the surgeon came back in to talk to me, making sure that she understood exactly what I wanted. And then the anesthesiologist came back, went through, once again, my medical history, asked me a million questions, about did I have ever had prior surgeries, blah, 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 medications, allergies, all that. And I did tell her that when I had my LASIK eye surgery, I said I'm super sensitive to sunlight, like super sensitive. I have green eyes, they're very light, and they're extremely, extremely sensitive to sunlight. I'm always got a hat on, and I always have sunglasses on. I'm always protecting my eyes to the sun. They're so sensitive to bright lights. And I told her that the problem I had with my LASIK surgery over a decade ago was you're not knocked out. You don't really get knocked out in the way that people think of surgeries. You get given like a sedative to kind of chill you out. I think it was probably something along the lines equivalent to Valium, but I honestly don't remember what it was. You're kind of given something to kind of chill you out, and you're stuck in a really dark room to kind of relax you. But then you're brought into the surgery suite, which is kind of like being on a bright stage. It's like the brightest of bright lights in the room, right? It's super bright. And then they put you on the table and then they stick more direct bright lights in. And I couldn't handle it. It was like, I said it was like being stuck with my face on the sun, right? It was so bright. And so I almost couldn't have that surgery because I was so reactive to the light. They turned like one or two off, but I was still kind of reactive to it. But so I told her that was my concern. And I said, I didn't eat anything in the morning. I said, the only thing I had a little sip of water to take a medication. And then I'm like, you can knock me out. And she's like, okay, it's good. That's fine. They tell you, when you have to stop eating and drinking. They go through all that in your pre-op when they, talk to you about the procedure, and your phone call that gives you your time and all that. But so, I mean, it was super easy. They prep you. The nurse and the anesthesiologist come get you. I told them I wanted to use the ladies' room beforehand because I didn't want to have to worry about going to the bathroom as soon as they came out of surgery. And anyway, so they stopped me. I ran into the ladies' room and washed up really good. And then, I mean, it was like the easiest walk ever. Like, it was super relaxing, super easy. And I'll tell you, before I go into going into the surgery, like the whole time you're in your little prep room, they have you in this most amazing, relaxing, recliner chair. I kept laughing and saying, I really want to take this recliner chair home. They had you really tipped back. It was kind of it was almost like theater seating, but way nicer than that. Like way nicer, super cushy and squishy. It was really, really nice. I honestly would love to have one of those chairs in my house because it was amazing. So anyway, they also, while you're in there, they, in order to do your IV, they put like a hot pad on your wrist where they're going to, do the IV, and then they roll you up, you guys. They have a blanket heater. So they have this chest of blankets that is outside the nurse's station that are heating these blankets, and you get all tucked in like you're in a spa. She rolled me up like a cocoon in this warm blankie. Oh my gosh. I was like, man, I feel like I'm at a spa. So I loved that. I loved my nurse. She was really nice. She's a runner, so we talked running and stuff. She was hoping to get selected for the New York Marathon, so I'm excited. I hope she found out that she got in. It's a lottery system. Anyway, so then, like I said, I got pulled over, like, okay, you're next. And I went to the ladies' room, and then you just walk into the surgical area, and it's cold in there, and you just lay down on the table, and they get you all comfortable, and they have like a little pillow that goes under your knees. And they got another warm blanket out of the blanket warming oven thing and wrapped me up in like a cocoon in this warm blanket. I was like, this is literally like going to a spa. It was so nice. And I just reminded her, I said, just knock me out for this. I'm like, you can knock me out for 10 minutes. I'm good with it. Knocked me out, whatever, did it. I do remember it's supposed to be like an awake twilight surgery where you're awake, but you don't really know or remember anything. And they had told me, you're not going to remember walking into the OR, and you may not remember walking out. I remembered everything. But I didn't remember the surgery. I do remember like feeling them washing off my face at the end of it. So I was coming up out of it at the end of it. Then they have you sit up, and they just kind of have you sit there for a minute to get your bearings. And then they walk you into recovery, and your person who is there to drive you is there in the recovery waiting for you. They go through all your discharge information. They make sure that the person who is there to drive you hears all that discharge information, and they fed me. I loved it. I had like a blueberry muffin or something and some water. It was really good. I was like, I don't know where you get this, but because they said it was a loaf of bread, but it was like blueberry bread, and it tasted like a blueberry muffin, like fresh and moist and really, really good. I love blueberry muffins. So yeah, you relax, and they have to take your IV out. They have to take your blood pressure cuff off you. They have to take your gown off you. Your little booties that are on your shoes off you. They go through, again, what you can and cannot do. You cannot bend over. You're supposed to go home and try to go to sleep. You get your dark sunglasses again. You get a clear, like I called it puck, a clear thing that you have to tape over your eye every night when you go to sleep for the first week. So, all that kind of things. They talk about stuff, and then out you go. You get walked out to the car. They have the car pull right up to the curb, and they walk you out and place you in the car, and you go home, right? In my case, I went to my friend's house and stayed at her house all afternoon. She's a medical doctor, so I, wasn't worried about anything. I knew that she could take care of me. And then she dropped me off for dinner, and I was fine. She was trying to encourage me to sleep. I did lay down. She gave me the spare bedroom. I laid down. I couldn't sleep. I tried to doze. I did try. I had my sunglasses that they give you on. They told you are dilated for 2 days, 48 hours, right? So they tell you to leave those sunglasses on all day, all night until you go to bed. And then you put your little puck on, you go to bed, and then they tell you to put them on again in the morning. Because the next morning you're going to go in and you're going to see the doctor for your first post-op. They have you come in, and they just look at everything to make sure everything's going okay, ask you how you're doing. This is nice, and serum's coming down again. They take the pressures in your eye to make sure that you don't have increased pressures in your eye. They make sure everything is settled where it's supposed to. You're not supposed to bend over, which could move the lens around. It can bending over increases the pressures in your eyes. So again, you're on this restricted duty. You're not allowed to lift anything. So all that good stuff. Check you out, measure your correction to see how your correction is doing. And they, again, talk to you and say, look, your vision is going to come and go. It's going to be blurry, and then it's going to be clear, and it's going to be blurry. And they tell you this after the operation as well, because you're swollen. Your eye is swollen for 4 weeks, if not a little bit longer. So your vision comes and goes. And my vision the first day, the day of the procedure, absolutely, like I could tell that I had a correction, but it was really foggy. It was super foggy. There wasn't a whole lot of, like, I couldn't really tell if anything was going on other than, oh, okay. Like the TV looked a little bit crisper, but still super foggy. But The next morning I woke up and my vision was super crisp and clear. All that fogginess had faded. So they were super excited when I came in, and they were like, your vision, like your eye is doing fantastic. You're doing great. It's unusual to have, such clear vision the day after. They're like, don't be surprised if it starts getting foggy again. It's kind of like looking through fog, right? And they're like, that's just going to happen, and they're like, just because it's good right now, it's going to be okay if it goes away. But they tell you what to watch out for, if there's this, and this, you're supposed to call them. They do tell you, you can take like a Tylenol or an Advil or an aspirin after the procedure if you feel any discomfort. It was painless, you guys, absolutely painless. What I do know I feel is I occasionally feels like things are dry. And you can use those single dose refresh drops as long as they're preservative free to kind of keep the wetting. But when my eye starts feeling kind of dry, I told my friend, and this is kind of gross, so if you don't like this kind of thing, just plug your ears, but it kind of feels like you have a toothpick sticking out of your eye when your eye is dry. But as soon as I would use some wetting drops, that goes away. You do get sent home with medicated eye drops that you have to use for 3 weeks, I think. 3 times a day the first week, 2 times a day the second week, 1 time a day the third week, I believe is how it goes. I've got it's all written down for me, and I just check it off as I go along. But yeah, it's a painless procedure. I didn't take anything. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk to you guys about it, but super happy and continued healing. My close-up vision is not good anymore in this eye, and that's because my eye is still healing and swollen, and I'm going through that, that kind of deal. My distance vision is really great. I just can't see much close-up. But when I had my LASIK surgery, it took, I think, 6 months for any close-up vision to be restored. So they do tell you that if you're corrected for distance, you probably will go into reading glasses. And I haven't had to have reading glasses, although I do have a pair here. I really haven't had to use them, but everybody goes into reading glasses at some point in life, so that's fine. But yeah, next week I'm having this one done. It's going to be the same thing. I actually go in a little bit earlier because they're going to see me in the eye clinic, and they're going to look at this eye again. We're going to talk about things. They're going to take take a good look at it, and we're going to discuss this one to make sure that I'm happy with my correction and that I don't need to maybe be corrected stronger in this one or all that stuff. So, and then I go walk over to the surgery center and get prepped for my surgery. So, honestly, you guys, I have been looking forward to this for quite a while. There was no fear. I told the surgeon and the nurses and the anesthesiologist, if they would have called me and told me they had an opening and could I make it, I would have been over there in a flash. I was ready to have my vision back. So, yep, I'm loving it. Loving it. So I hope I have another great outcome with this one. I took 2 days off of work, the day of and the day after. And you just need to relax. And I had a friend take me to my appointment the day after. And even though they tell you to do that because you're not supposed to drive within 24 hours of anesthesia, but I was beyond 24 hours of anesthesia. I just didn't want to make the long drive on my own a day after. So, but I may drive, I don't know, I may drive myself for the day after for this one, just because, now I know what to expect, and this eye is doing really great, and we'll see. I do have a friend lined up to do it. So, but yeah, I'm super excited. I know I've had a lot of people ask. One of the things they say is when you have issues, everything is a little yellowish. And then when you get a corrected lens, everything's a little whiter and brighter. That's true. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's going to be such a huge change. I didn't think it was that I kind of knew it was going to be expected, but it wasn't crazy. But it's noticeable. They're whiter, brighter, bluer whites. Versus beigeier. So that's all I got. Let me know what questions you guys have. Like I said, I'm just when you guys see this, it'll be Monday, which means the next day will be when they're gonna do this one. So again, super excited, no fear. Honestly, you guys, it's like going to the spa. It really is. They took such good care of me. I can't say enough good things. It was super easy. There is no pain. You know, discomfort in putting in the IV, whatever arm they put your IV in, you know, that's not comfortable or fun, but honestly, no big deal. And they wrap you in these warm blankets that were in a blanket warming oven thing, and it's all great. So yeah, no, you know, nothing but great things to say about it. Happy. I'm super excited to get my amazing vision that I used to have back. I had amazing vision after my LASIK surgery, so I'm really excited to have that back. So that's all I got. Let me know if you got questions, you guys. Okay, so these are the masks that I used. The hydrogel, and then the vitamin C from Kala. Again, Korean. This is Korean. Tons of serum in here, so no problem using it a second time. I got nothing else to talk to you guys about. We will check in. It'll be the same discussion next week when I talk to you guys about, you know, how I'm doing post, right? So happy to answer questions, you guys. If you got like really detailed questions you want to know, feel free to email me on my channel email. I'm happy to talk to you guys about it. So I had a friend that I reached out to that had her eyes done I believe hers were November, December, or December, January. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure it was November, December. And she was amazing. She was super supportive of me. I had a million questions to ask about things. I wanted to know everything there was to know about it. Asked her about like what she chose for her correction. Did she correct her near vision, or did she correct her far vision? You can choose how you want to be corrected. So we talked all through that, and she really helped me. So I'm happy to do that for other people. So like I said, let me know if you got questions. I'm happy to help out. So, but yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Have a great week. Don't forget to check out us on Barn Besties, my other YouTube channel with my friend Megan. She is my Barn Bestie. We are having so much fun getting this channel rolling, doing live streams. Appreciate the people who are my friends here coming over and watching the live streams there and listening in. But yeah, we're having a great time. We had a really great live chat last week with Dan Grunewald. He is a really, really, really well-known Western horse trainer and for the quarter horses, and he's a judge. He's carded in 9 different organizations and is just the nicest guy. Volunteer EMT with his fire department. I mean, just an amazing fellow. So if you get a chance and can watch that, it's just a little over an hour with Dan, and then Megan and I kind of do a check-in chat afterwards. So yeah, I was so appreciative of him coming on. So, but yeah, have a good week, guys. Happy Mask Monday, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye, everybody.